Day 7, Wednesday. The Maiden in the Tower. Godfrey's Tower? I climbed the narrow winding stair to the top of the tower and I'm rewarded with views across Lake under me. I'm not alone in the tower. Standing at the side of the circular platform is a statue of a young woman, the Maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east across the rooftops of under me and beyond. So straight across? So from here, east, in the woods, mossy wood. It's the only wood. I find what I'm looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I look around, half expecting to see someone, but there is nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lifted by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rush of wind through the treetops. I walked up the back a mile or so in the cold and wet yesterday and found a section with a handful of dead fish floating in it, belly up, blackened they were. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm on my way to Calcutt Hall now. I spoke to Dr. Robertson earlier and she said the two women they found there are still in the same state as the others, in a trance and eyes all black. Before I go, Anna Bryant asked me to drop this off. When we were kids, we used to explore an abandoned house on the lakefront. We take a boat out to the northern tip of Ailiroy Island and row across from there. You know the one I'm talking about, second from the left in the row of 4. I found myself outside its door 3 days ago and I went inside for old time's sake. I wish I hadn't. It always had an ominous feel to it. It has taken me to the last 3 days to summon the courage to write this letter, but I think it's better you see for yourself what's out there. Yours in faith, Anna Bryant. Alright, so Ailiroy Island, that's Ailiroy Island, and across the lake from the top here. And it said, second from the left in the row of 4. Those are 4. I don't know exactly what I was expecting to find. Anna's letter was quite vague after all, but I certainly wasn't prepared for this. In an alcove of the house, peering out through a loose mortar and crumbling brick, is a macabre shrine of sorts. The skull of a stag is mounted above the opening, its antlers smeared with a dark red substance, and large metal melted candles pull out into the wooden floor on either side. In the center of the altar, there is a small iron chest, rusted and fused to the floor. It's clear that it has been here for a long time. I do not see any hinge or keyhole or any way of opening it at all. But after a while I'll notice an inscription that says simply, I open to the voice. So, I would guess because of the antlers, Kernanos, the voice of Kernanos. The chest opens to reveal a golden totem. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here or why, but it doesn't look like they're coming back for it anytime soon. The voice indeed. I apologize if this inquisition is an imposition to your disposition. It is not my intention to bring to your attention a matter of contention. I have an inclination to perform an incantation of flirtation. For your part, a leaden heart of the Thomic art. A leaden heart. These items depict the god Cernunnos in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to the core of lead hidden by a more modest exterior. They are said to kindle romantic interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. Well, Cernunnos is like, he has antlers, so it's like a stag. Alright, let's weigh it. It says it's quite heavy. And it is. Oh, you're not Eli. I'm returning an item he asked me to repair. The mechanism was mangled, but I've replaced all the springs and given it a clean. Good as new. Oh, what's this? Oh! The petals open. Wait. Didn't this thing... Yes, it has that flower. These are the buttons? Upper left, lower left, down, right. Let's see. Those are the ones, right? Oh, what do you know? It opens. Huh? On curses and their effects. A brief overview. Cool. It wasn't my intention to leave you unattended for this long, but I'm afraid that I'm going to need to rely on you for a little while longer. The Order of the Black Veil seemed more concerned by the ravens of the black-eyed state that Mr. Hungerford was found in. They said that it would take a very powerful force indeed to upset them like that. Unfortunately, they either weren't able or weren't willing to talk any further on the subject. I was hoping to avoid it, but I must go to Oxford and the Bodleian Library. I will be gone for a few days at least, perhaps longer, but you seem to be handling yourself well here. I do not see eye to eye with the head of collections at the Bodleian, but I do know that he takes an interest in horticulture. I will take him a Scythian charm to smooth things over between us. Scythian charm. Older Scythian charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. No two are identical. They are used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They change with the weather, usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while it's raining. So today is raining. This has leaves. It's cold, silver. Gold and silver, warm and vibrating with energy. now that it's raining. Cool, so that's the one. What if I put it over a... Maybe I'll try it later. Try to invigorate the plants. Well, it's moving. But they're always moving. Don't they? Anyway, I mean, that's the one, so... I'm at a loss with these patients. They aren't responding to anything I've tried so far, and I haven't been able to find anything in the literature that fits their symptoms. I am finding that they become violent if they aren't restrained, and they are always trying to leave. If nothing else, drinking tea from a restful method might get a moment of lucidity out of them, but if you've got any ideas, then I'm all ears. So I have 2 decisions to make: restful method and witch's finger. So which one is which? A mether is a thaumaturgist link to the inner mind. A hot tea made from the Dranthrium plant is a trunk from them, taking different properties depending on the type of mether. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state and bypass the rush and clutter of consciousness, promote a clarity of thought. Alright. And what about the other one? The witch's finger. Witch's fingers are said to be the severed digits of the witch of Undermere. They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. The High Green Church, the home of the witch. So if I go to the Green Church... Where is the Green Church? The High Green Church, it's number 4. The church is old and the roof is in need of repairs. Mosen lichen adds splashes of color to the otherwise grey exterior. I wander around to the back of the church where an old yew tree stands. Its gnarled branches scratch gently against faded gravestones in the breeze. The pastor strays into my moment of quiet reflection and departs some local lore. The tree is known as the Witch of High Green Church, and there are those that believe it to have natural powers. While the tree leaves, the witch's finger cut from the limbs are alleged to provide healing through pain. So it's a tree branch, like this one. It has the symbol of the moon, and is that the symbol of the witch? So the witch's finger is more violent, but it does a job, and restful meter gives clarity. So I will try the meter. But which one is the restful meter? These look like those. Which one is it? This one has stones. Looks like an amethyst, so let's see. A stone of containment. Probably that could do the trick. And that's the end of the day. Ain't that right, Jupiter? End of day 7. He knew what he had to do. Without hesitating, he took hold of his diverging hook and used it to cut away the infected part of his mind before it could spread and consume him entirely. Well, that's violent. I am closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise.